You know that feeling when you open your banking app and your chest gets tight before the numbers even load? That used to be me. For years, I hated money. Not because I was above it, but because every time I saw my balance, I felt stupid, behind, and trapped. In this video, I want to tell you exactly how I went from hating money to treating it like a game that I can actually win. And the craziest part? AI is now my game guide. So if money makes you anxious, if you avoid your bank app, or if you feel like you're always losing, stay with me until the end. Because once you see money as a game, you stop being the victim and you start being the player. Let me start with a confession. For a long time, money wasn't just numbers on a screen for me. Money was shame. I remember one specific day. I was at a small supermarket. I had a few basic things in my basket: bread, eggs, rice, some cheap chicken. The cashier scanned everything, told me the total, and I confidently put my card in the machine. Declined. You know that heat that rises from your stomach to your face? That mix of panic and embarrassment? I laughed it off and said, "Let me try again. Sometimes it fails." I tried again. Declined. Again. The people behind me started shifting, looking annoyed. The cashier looked tired and impatient. I grabbed my phone and opened my banking app right there. And when I saw the balance, it felt like someone punched me in the chest. I started putting things back, one by one. "Can you remove this? And this? And this?" I left with half of what I needed, and double the amount of shame. That night, lying in bed, staring at the ceiling, I kept replaying that moment in my head. And I thought, I work hard. I'm not an idiot. So why does money always feel like this monster I can't control? Little by little, I started to hate money, not having it, thinking about it, talking about it. When friends mentioned savings or investing, I changed the subject. When bills arrived, I left them unopened. When someone talked about financial freedom, I rolled my eyes. Money became this dark cloud in the background of my life. For a long time, I thought the problem was obvious. I thought, I just don't have enough money. That's it. End of story. But that wasn't the whole truth. Yes, I didn't have much. But the deeper problem was this. I treated money like a monster, not like a system. I treated money like something emotional, instead of something mechanical. Every time I checked my balance, it wasn't, okay, this is the current score, what's the next move? It was, I'm losing, I'm failing, what's wrong with me? So I did what most people do when something hurts. I avoided it. I didn't track my expenses. I didn't make plans. I just hoped that somehow, working more hours would magically fix everything. Spoiler, it didn't. The shift started in a very random way. One night, I was doom scrolling on my phone, half stressed, half numb, and I stumbled on a video where someone said, "If you treat money like a monster, you'll always run from it. If you treat money like a game, you'll learn how to play it." It sounded like a cheesy quote, but it grabbed my attention. He continued, "Games have rules. Games have levels. Games have bosses. Games have strategies. Money is the same. The only difference is nobody taught you the rules." I paused the video and thought, what if the problem isn't that I'm bad with money? What if the problem is that I've been playing without knowing the rules? Around that time, I was also experimenting with AI. Like everyone else, I was asking it random things. Write me a message. Give me an idea. Make me a workout plan. That night, I decided to try something different. I opened an AI chat and wrote, "I feel anxious about money. Help me turn my finances into a game I can actually play and win." I didn't expect much. But what came back was the seed of everything I'm going to share with you now. Here is how I started turning money into a game, step by step, using AI as my game designer. And this is exactly what you can copy for your own life. I broke it into 5 parts: the scoreboard, the map, the levels, the bosses, and the power-ups. Let's start with the scoreboard. In any game, you have a way to know if you're winning or losing. In money, that's your scoreboard. For most people, the scoreboard is just, how much is in my account right now? But that's like playing a video game and only checking one number on the screen. So I asked AI, help me create a simple money scoreboard with a few key numbers I should track. It suggested things like monthly income, monthly expenses, total debt, savings or investments, and net worth, which is what you own minus what you owe. I took those and said, okay, if this is my game, these are my main stats. These are my health, my energy, my experience points. But for money, the first time I wrote it all down, it was painful. Seeing the total debt, seeing how little I had saved, seeing where the money actually went, it hurt. But here's the key. For the first time, I wasn't saying, I'm a failure. I was saying, this is my starting score. This is level 1. Once you see money as a game, your numbers stop being a verdict and start being data. Next, every game has a map, a sense of where am I and where do I want to go. So I asked AI, based on these numbers, help me create a simple 6 to 12-month plan to improve my finances. Like a game roadmap. It gave me something like this. The first 1 or 2 months, track every expense and cut the obvious waste. The next couple of months, build a small emergency fund. Then, start paying down the highest interest debt first. And after that, increase income and start investing small amounts regularly. Nothing crazy, no get rich quick. Just a clear, game-like map. Suddenly, money went from, everything is chaos and I'm drowning, to, okay, I'm here on the map. And the next step is this small mission. Then I thought, games have levels. What are my money levels? So I defined them with AI. I literally typed, help me define financial levels like in a game. From level 1, chaos, to level 10, freedom, based on realistic milestones. We created something like this. Level 1, I don't track anything and I'm always stressed. Level 2, I at least know my debts and my monthly expenses. Level 3, I track every expense for 30 days. Level 4, I have a small emergency fund. Level 5, I have paid off my worst, most toxic debt. Level 6, I have a clear budget and I stick to it most of the time. Level 7, I make extra income from a side hustle. Level 8, I invest a percentage every month. Level 9, my assets are growing faster than my debts. Level 10, work becomes a choice, not a prison. Suddenly, getting better with money wasn't some vague dream. It was, I'm at level 2 right now. This month, I'm going to level 3. That's it. As soon as you see it like that, you stop demanding instant perfection. You just focus on the next level. Then comes something every game has. Bosses. In every game, you have boss fights. Moments that are hard, annoying, frustrating, and scary. In money, my bosses were very specific. Impulse purchases, food delivery, useless subscriptions, saying yes to plans I couldn't really afford, and avoiding my bank app because I was afraid of what I would see. So I asked AI, help me design strategies to beat these money bosses, the same way you would design strategies for bosses in a game. It suggested things like this. For impulsive spending, wait 24 hours before buying anything that wasn't planned. Add it to a list and revisit it the next day. For food delivery, set a weekly limit and decide in advance which days you can order. For subscriptions, once a month, review every subscription and cancel what you don't truly use. For bank anxiety, create a fixed money check time, once a week, with a simple checklist of what to look at, instead of checking in a panic. It sounds simple, but giving these problems names and strategies turned them from monsters into bosses. And bosses can be beaten. Finally, every game has power-ups. In games, power-ups give you extra strength, speed, or intelligence. In my money game, power-ups were things like this. Learning a new skill that could increase my income. Building a better habit, like tracking my expenses. Learning something new about investing, or using a tool or an app that made everything easier. And here's where AI became especially powerful. I asked, recommend me 5 money power-ups I can get in the next 30 days to improve my financial game. It suggested ideas like, learn 1 new high-value skill, such as copywriting or video editing. Read 1 good book about money. Create a simple budget template. Start a tiny side hustle using my skills plus AI. And automate a small monthly transfer to savings, no matter how small. Each one became a power-up mission. Instead of saying, I need to change my entire life, I said, this week, I'm going to unlock one new power-up. Just one. Now, let me be clear. AI did not magically solve my money problems. There was no cheat code that made money rain from the sky. But AI did become my guide. Every time I felt stuck, I would ask, "Okay, guide, here's where I am, here's my score, here's my problem. What's the next mission?" And it would help me turn chaos into a plan, turn fear into small steps, and turn vague goals into specific actions. For example, if I felt overwhelmed by debt, I'd say, "Here's my debt situation. Help me create a step-by-step payoff strategy in simple language, like a game plan." If I wanted to make more money, I'd say, "These are my skills and my free hours. Help me design 3 realistic side hustle ideas with first steps I can take this week." Suddenly, I wasn't alone with my thoughts. I had a kind of player number 2 helping me think. But remember this, AI can give you the map, the missions, the strategies, but it can't play for you. You still have to move your character. So what actually changed since I started treating money like a game? First, the anxiety didn't disappear overnight. Let's be honest. I still had moments of stress. I still had months where things were tight. I still made mistakes. But instead of saying, "I'm a failure," I started saying, "Okay, I took a hit. That's part of the game. What can I learn? What's the next move?" Slowly, a few big things changed. I stopped avoiding my bank app. It became my scoreboard, not my judge. I started tracking my spending without feeling personally attacked. It was just, these are my stats. I paid down some debts, not all at once, but boss by boss. I built a small emergency fund. For the first time, I felt a bit of breathing room. I started creating small digital offers and content, using AI to help with ideas and structure. And maybe the most important change of all, I stopped saying, "I'm bad with money," and I started saying, "I'm learning the game." If you're still here, there's a good chance money has made you feel scared or ashamed too. So let me give you a simple way to start your own money game today. Just 3 steps. Step 1. Make your scoreboard. Write down these 4 things. How much you make in a month, how much you spend in a month, even if it's just an estimate, how much you owe in total, how much you have saved or invested. Painful? Maybe, but that's your level 1. Step 2. Ask AI for a roadmap. Literally type something like, "These are my numbers. Help me build a simple 6 to 12-month plan to improve my finances." Like a game roadmap. Let it give you ideas. Keep what makes sense for your situation. Ignore what doesn't. Step 3. Choose one mission for the next 7 days. Not 10, just one. Maybe your mission is to track every expense for a week. Maybe it's to cancel useless subscriptions. Maybe it's to set up a basic budget. Maybe it's to work 1 extra hour on a side hustle. Maybe it's to learn a new skill using free resources. That's it. 1 mission, 1 week. Then repeat. I didn't make this video to tell you, just think positive and you'll be rich. No. Life is more complicated than that. Some of us start way further behind. Some of us have more responsibilities, more pressure, more people depending on us. But here's what I know. As long as you treat money like a monster, you will run from it. And when you run from it, you automatically lose. The day I started treating money like a game with rules, levels, bosses, and power-ups was the day I stopped feeling completely helpless. I still don't have everything figured out. But now, when something goes wrong, I don't say, "I'm doomed." I say, "Okay, new level, new boss, new strategy." If you're ready to stop hating money and start learning how to play this game, make sure you stick around. Because from now on, we're not running from money. We're learning the game together.